Hello and welcome Inside the Void with me, your pal, Spacey Ghost. Yes, just me this episode. For this one, I was originally gonna talk about something completely different. I was gonna go into the new anime of spring and whatnot, but then finals happened, and finals kicked my ass so hard. So I'm changing things up for the sake of my own sanity. Because, yes, wow, I do take notes, and a lot more goes into my anime review stuff than, what meets the eye. I don't really care if it's been, past a month or so. I don't know time. What is time? We're just gonna take things slow and easy this episode and talk about Shutocon, which I realize sounds really, really bad if you don't know what that is. Trust me, it's not what it sounds. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not into lollies. No shame or judgment if you do out there. Shutocon is a convention in, southern Michigan. Is Lansing southern? It takes place, near the capital of the state that I live in. For those of you guys who don't even know what Michigan is, or just think it's a myth. The purpose for this is because I personally like hearing other YouTubers and whatever media people talk about their convention trips, even the boring bits. So I kind of want to make this a thing when it happens for me in my channel. And again, it's been a while. I probably should have written some other stuff down so I'd remember everything I'd want to talk about, but I have no time and I still want to get an episode out there. This is just gonna be fun, relaxing. Hopefully I go to more conventions in the future so that this could be a regular basis thing, but shit's expensive. You hear that, spoiler police? This thing already happens. Put those guns down. Get out of here. Shoo. Not this episode. So now that that's done out of the way, let's see, I think I posted that I was going to Shutocon, literally the night it happened. Because, that's when I was packing, and I like taking pictures of, my packing. Again, I apologize if this all sounds really boring, but, usually when I pack for conventions, I try and keep it, just, me. Yeah, I gotta make sure to take my physical body with me. No, and to the bag I usually carry around conventions, my button bag. I'm used to having to pack as little as possible, so if all my cosplay and everything fits in one bag, that's awesome. And also I really like my button bag, and I like showing it off whenever I get a chance, especially when I get new buttons for it and I have to rearrange and organize everything. So it's both hey, I'm going to this thing, say hi, and then also, hey, look at my neat buttons, aren't they cool? Here's all my ships. Usually though, if I can, I usually try and let people know at least a month or so ahead of time when I'm going to a convention. Although in the past I've done that, and then the week we're supposed to leave, it's oh no, the car broke down, or oh no, this other thing happened and we can't go. And I hate trying to schedule things ahead of time and then having things at last minute go to shit. So I just stopped doing that. So I'm sorry anyone who went to Shutocon and you didn't know I was there, or didn't see me and you might have wanted to hunt me down. As soon as things were for sure, I blew up all of my social media, hey, thing is happening. But no, I went with my anime club, just cramming 9 people inside a small car with all our cosplay and everything, and just driving the hour or so it takes to get there. No, it wasn't an hour, it was 2 hours or so. I should probably stop talking because I don't want people to hunt me down at my house or anything. But yeah, it wasn't too bad of a drive down there, besides getting up close and personal to strangers. It's been like so long since I've been to a convention myself, so it was really nice just surrounding myself with people. And the music in the car was all like nerd shit, like BTS and anime openings. Insert other K-pop stuff here, because it's also been a while since I've listened to any K-pop and I don't know the hip new people. I know like GOT7's a thing. I know Red Velvet. They're pretty cute. I'm trying to think of so many others, but I'm drawing such a blank. Oh, G-Dragon. Is he a separate thing? Or is he also in BTS? It's hard to tell, guys. I get a lot of the, like, BTS member names confused with the boys from Mystic Messenger, so I'm just gonna stop talking before I insult any people who are into, like, either Mystic Messenger or BTS. What was also nice about, like, driving with all of them was that, even though we were complete strangers, like, they were all into the same old fandoms, like, I used to be a part of, like, Italia and Homestuck. I mean, I still see myself as, like, a pretty big Homestuck fan. Just, like, not to the obsessive amount some people still are, which is weird for me, because, like, it's over. Homestuck is done with. Then again, I'm that way with Danny Phantom, and Danny Phantom has been done with for, like, what, 12 years now? My math could be wrong. And yet I'm still like, give me the boy. Save the Danny. So the drive was nice. Our hotel was, like, decently close. It was just, like, a Motel 6. And there were some creepy guys that, like, were living kind of close. Not living. I mean, they could have been living closest-ish motel room as us. So, like, we kind of had to avoid them. Especially, like, on Friday. I'm pretty sure Friday. The couple that was with us, because there was me, one girl who was just cosplaying as Naruto, a non-binary person who I think was cosplaying Keith on Friday, and then I think the couple that was with us was cosplaying as Rose and Jade, I'm pretty sure. And the Rose cosplay was, like, kind of revealing. So, like, we had to avoid, like, the motel neighbors just so they wouldn't, like, harass us or anything. I wasn't cosplaying Friday. I was just, like, in, like, some kind of gay plaid and the nerdiest shirt I could find, which was a Mob Psycho 100 shirt. Also one of my current favorites. And then, like, later on, the person cosplaying Keith that was with us, I feel really bad if, like, I'm completely wrong and Keith was, like, a different day. But I'm just gonna keep pretending it was Keith. They gave me this, like, yellow flower that I ended up putting, like, next to my glasses, like, under one ear or something. I was just, like, super gay on Friday. So we get to the hotel, or not even hotel, the motel. We unpack our stuff. We start getting cosplay ready, and so we got to the motel at 6. And the other people, because we had 2 rooms, like, the couple had their own room, and then the room I was in was just, like, whoever the fuck else wanted to sleep in there. Like, the people in the other room took, like, so long getting ready. Like, we ended up hustling. Like, we like, quickly got in the car. We drove as fast as we could over to the Capitol. And the GPS kept messing up. 8:45 when we got to registration. The sun was already gone. It was, like, pitch dark out. And registration closed at 9. Luckily, there were no lines, so we just, like, zoomed over there. I think we may have even parked illegally, just so, like, we were next to the doors. I mean, they ended up moving their car later, but, like, for the meantime, we were like, okay, we don't care, we're just gonna park in the street. It'll only be a few minutes. Just go, go, go. But, like, we ended up getting our badges on time, so that was nice. And just in case anyone, like, did happen to recognize me, I mean, I kind of doubt it. For my badge name, I did put Spacey Ghost down. So, like, even if people didn't know who I was or whatever, they could be like, oh, I'm gonna look that up and, like, perhaps check out my channel. Also, like, ever since, like, rebranding the channel, I, like, just gotten so used to people calling me Spacey that, like, I actually prefer it as a good nickname by now. Friday night, we didn't really do much because we got there as late as we did. which is also why I decided not to cosplay, because I knew like Friday was just gonna be like a chill day. We would have gotten there like much sooner, but like I had college classes, as did a lot of the other people in my group. So we just like found a place to sit down, chilled, looked over the schedule, see if like any panels were happening, and there weren't. I mean, there was, I think, a Yaoi After Dark panel that was going on, but like I ended up not going there because the Naruto cosplayer I was with wasn't comfortable with Yaoi. I am really upset though, because like they had an Ace Attorney panel, and even though I haven't gotten like any further into Dual Destinies where like the serious shit happens, like I still want to go. But it was like 10 a.m. that Friday, and of course the good panels happen like when you're not there. So Friday night was basically a chill night. I'm sorry if I repeat myself a lot, but like words, you know? But it was really nice just to like get our bearings and stuff once we got there, because Shutocon was actually the first convention I've been to, and that was back in like 2012, I want to say. And a lot of things have changed since then. Like back in 2012, Shutocon, like even though it was a convention, it was still open to like all the other stuff going on. It wasn't a privately held convention. So like the convention would be going on, but at the same time there'd be like old people with like golf clubs passing through and like giving us weird looks. And it was a lot smaller than it is like today. Like I was really surprised. I mean, it's still not as big as Youmacon or any of the other conventions I've been to, but it's still grown quite a bit more than what I expected. It was really nice to get to walk around, even though it was literally like, what, 5-6 years have passed? I still like memorized where like most of the places were and like how to get from like one side of the convention to the other. We also checked out the gaming room that was there, which I could have sworn is a new thing. Like I don't think they had a gaming room last time I was there. I didn't get a chance to play any of the games, but it was still neat to like watch other people play, and they had like gashapon stuff that I desperately wanted to try, but like you needed special tokens for, and I didn't know like all the schematics of it. Me and the Naruto cosplayer, we were like so close to playing like what's the most recent Naruto like fighting game? Ultimate Ninja Storm 10, or insert Roman numerals here. We were like so close to playing it. Like I was like getting ready to select my players and it was gonna be awesome. But then the fire alarm went off, and that was an event. I've heard stories about like idiots pulling the fire alarm and stuff at conventions just because they feel like it. So like it was interesting having that happen and be like, oh great, I am living a nightmare. So like the whole entire convention center had to like empty out onto the street. And by that time it was like midnight or so, 1 a.m. So it was like freezing cold. Luckily, part of the friend group that like surprisingly grew since like we got to the convention, like he was wearing a toothless kigurumi, so he was like, oh, I'm super warm, huddle with me, and that was super nice. Like I'm not sure how many people you guys know this, but I'm a pretty like close person. Like I'm really big on like platonic cuddles and that sort of thing. But like I don't know how comfortable other people are, so like if I wanted to, I would have just like hugged that complete stranger to stay warm for like the entire duration. I think we were out there for like 45 minutes waiting for like the supposed fire to be over with. But no, it turned out that like one of the fog machines at the rave was actually malfunctioning, and that's what set off everything. And then on top of that, one of the fire alarms was broken itself, so they had to come by again and inspect that. Not only was it weird to like actually be a part of one of those emergencies, quote unquote, because like the convention center was fine, everyone was fine. Everyone was actually like really nice and polite and not shovey or anything in the crowd. It was also weird seeing people like vlogging during that. It's like, dude, come on, do you have to vlog like the entire time? Like he didn't stop. I'm mostly talking about one dude that kept going like back and forth like through the crowd, like talking to his phone. like understand maybe at the start, but like no, he was there doing it consistently for like the whole 45 minutes we were out there. When we all got back inside and everything, we were like kind of panicking, to be honest, because we ended up missing someone from our group because we had split off, and like a couple people went to a panel. I think me and Naruto, I'm just gonna call her Naruto, or we're at the gaming thing, and then like the one other person that we drove with, they were at the rave, or at least we think they were at the rave, and we didn't like meet up with them or like see them like when we were in the crowd outside. So we were like, okay, is he like in a different building? Where is he? And like it would be a dumb idea to like go searching within the crowd like while we were huddled there, just because at the time we didn't know what was happening or like if there was a real fire. So after everyone got back inside and everything, we kind of had to send out a search party, like, okay, couple of you guys go upstairs, couple of us circle around, the rest of you like stay here by the rave just in case the person ever comes back here. Eventually we did find the person. I don't remember where they were. I don't remember what they were doing or if they were even like outside in the cold with us, just like in a separate location. And then after that we had to wait even longer because like the other friends that we met like at the con, I don't even know how everyone knows each other. I was just like, oh, suddenly there's a lot more people here than just like the 5 I drove with. And they're all talking to me as if we're friends, which like I'm totally down with and I'm not gonna disagree with. It was actually kind of funny, like getting into conversations with other people, and then like an hour or 2 hours so into a conversation, it's like, oh, so who are you? But like the other people that we met at the con, like they ended up losing their keys to their van. So we had to wait for a tow truck, and then while waiting for the tow truck, we decided to go get food, and then turns out the keys were at the Jimmy John's. Like, the whole time, because apparently they went to Jimmy John's earlier. Even though crisis was averted, for some reason a whole bunch of them came back to the motel with us. And it was really weird because, like, instead of, like, evening things out even more, like, they just stuck all of them in one room, and then it was just me and Naruto and one other person, like, in the other room. It was just really hilarious because, like, you had my room, which was like, I mean, there were things here and there, but for the most part, we kept ourselves, like, pretty clean, pretty to ourselves. And then you go into the other room, and it's like a literal sea of cosplay. Just wigs, and clothes, and suitcases. I think there was even, like, 2 liters in food, like, all over the floor. So Saturday, the people in the other room again were like taking way too long with their cosplay. Like they didn't even get up till like 10 a.m. And we kind of wanted to like meet up before then, but like everyone in my room was ready, so we just ended up like going to the convention center without them. Like even though nothing was really going on exactly, I just have the mindset of like, oh, we're at the convention. We should probably spend most of our time at the convention, even if we're just walking around in our cosplay. And that day I did cosplay as Ash Ketchum, like fully cosplay. Like I had my wig, even though it wasn't exactly styled. My glasses were put away, so like I couldn't see anything. But like who cares? I also had Pikachu with me. And that day I finally got a chance to like go into the dealer's room, because I think when we arrived Friday it was too late for the dealer's room. And the dealer's room was, like, really impressive. Especially since it felt like there was, like, a lot more artists than there was dealers. I thought that was pretty awesome because, like, getting to see so many people, so many creative people selling their crafts here where I live, it was really cool. And I saw some people that I've been following for a long time. Like, there was Breezy art, or like Beezy art, that makes like really cool dragons and bats. I don't know why I said dragons, because they mostly make bats. But they're also starting to make like Pokemon plushies, like sleeping Pokemon Eevees. I have a serious need one day to like buy something from her, but I still haven't yet. I was going to at the convention, but like I don't know why, it feels like such a commitment. Like I know I want this space bat, but at the same time, am I committed enough? to take care of this new child. There was also another cool artist. I feel so bad. Like, Alexis Royce on Tumblr. Like, I really like their art. And for some reason, I completely missed them on the Artist Alley floor. I don't know why, I don't know how. I've come through that, like, so many times. You'd think I would recognize their art style. I like just, like, walking through the Artist Alley and seeing how certain artists, like, have their tables set up and seeing them, like, drawing new commissions, like, while they're waiting for customers, and some of them are in cosplay themselves, and it's really nice. And then after that, ProZD was at Shutocon, so if you follow him on Tumblr, I mean, I don't know if he said anything on Tumblr, I meant to say Twitter. If you follow him on Twitter, he was tweeting about it. And if you don't know who ProZD is, he's this YouTuber. I mean, he kind of started on Vine first, but he's now on YouTube because Vine doesn't exist anymore. And he just makes, like, whatever he feels like content, mostly anime related. He also has a series where he, like, unboxes or eats ramen, and, like, he's a pretty cool guy. On Saturday, he had a Rate Your Husband and Waifu panel, because that's another, like, kind of series he's doing on YouTube, and it's just become, like, a thing. And it really surprised me, like, not the panel itself, but, like, while I was waiting for the panel, it was just weird seeing him in person. Just walking by. He wasn't already in the room or anything. And not only was it just him, but, like, also Anne-Marie, his wife, was there, and I always forget his name. I feel like it's Alex or Andrew. It's one of those two. He's not often on ProZD's, like, personal YouTube channel, but, like, he does Let's Plays with ProZD on Press Buttons and Talk. It seems like a really small thing, but I was just really surprised, like, oh, the whole gang is here. Especially since I could have sworn on Twitter I saw, like, Anne-Marie said that she was just staying at home. So I'm just so flabbergasted, like, Anne-Marie, what are you doing here? And Alex, or Andrew, whatever your name is, I apologize, I feel bad. But, like, since when were you coming? And then I go to sit down for the panel, like, in the second row because I was too shy for the first row, and also I had no glasses, so I kind of still needed to see. And surprise, surprise, Anne-Marie, and I'm gonna look up this fucking guy's name, because I don't want to screw it up for the last time. I'd feel like a fake fan. Ah! It was Alex. I was right the first time. Or the second time. It was 50-50. But yeah, Alex and Anne-Marie sat, like, right in front of me. Not directly in front of me, but, like, in the first row or so. Oh wait, I just remembered. I'm completely wrong. I lied to you guys. I'm so sorry. Spoiler, please get back in here. I actually need you this episode. No, the husband and waifu panel was on Sunday. Saturday was just a regular Q&A, and I didn't ask anything there. I was almost gonna ask, like, how Sophie and Effie are doing, which are their cats, but, like, someone else already asked it, and I was just like, damn it, my time to shine has passed. It was kind of funny, though, because during the panel, like, in between questions, ProZD went to go take a drink of water while someone was asking a question, and the question was, like, what was your biggest regret in life? Like, of all times to ask that, and he, like, almost choked on his water, and it's like, damn. We went straight from, like, goofy stuff to, like, this. But yeah, after that, the Naruto cosplayer with me had to go home early because she was feeling sick, so I was mostly by myself for the rest of the day. The other people that I was with, two of them had a Hetalia panel they were actually hosting, or, like, co-hosting with other Hetalia cosplayers, which I'm really surprised with, because, like, the Hetalia fandom's kind of, like, old. I'm surprised they still have, like, Ask a Nation stuff. The other person was cosplaying as Victor from Yuri on Ice, and they had a whole bunch of Yuri on Ice themed things that were going on, so I was just mostly by myself. But it was cool, because I found a Catman to talk to, like Catman from Very Odd Parents, and there was this lovely trans person I ended up befriending, and was super cute. Also that Saturday, I met this awesome person called, Hobo? I don't know if there's any other nickname for them, but, like, they wore this awesome, like, all rainbow outfit, and it was super cool because I actually seen them, like, every now and again, both that day and I think Friday too, but I didn't say anything because, like, I don't know, anxiety. But they ended up contacting me and was like, hey, you want to meet up? And I was like, oh, of course, because, like, I love everyone. So we met up and we chilled for a bit. I ended up actually leaving the convention pretty earlier than I originally thought. Like, what I was planning to do was, like, getting Panda Express. Like, leaving the convention, getting Panda Express, chilling for, like, a few minutes while I eat that, and then, like, heading back to join the rave, or at least attempt to join the rave. I've actually never been to a rave, like, anime convention or otherwise. I kind of feel like I should have on Friday, but, like, I wasn't sure, like, oh, is there gonna be too many lights? Is there gonna be too many people? Is it gonna be super crowded? Is the fog machine gonna, like, make me feel really claustrophobic? Because I don't know if you guys know, but I wouldn't call it intense claustrophobia, but it is an issue. But that Saturday, I was, like, willing to try it out, at least, like, for a few minutes. Who knows, maybe things would have changed. Maybe it wouldn't be as bad as I thought, but then we ended up just staying at the motel after Panda Express, just because we're all tired, because, like, on Friday we ended up staying up till, like, 4 or 5 in the morning. And it really sucks, because, like, 4 in the morning, that used to be, like, my bedtime when I worked thirds. And now I'm, like, so used to, like, regular sleep schedules, it's like, wow. Sunday was kind of hectic. I say that because, again, the people in my room wanted to go to the convention as early as possible, and plus we're supposed to meet up with our anime club advisor because we were going as a club. But the people in the other room, again, overslept, took way too long cleaning everything up. Checkout for the motel was like 11, and they literally ended up checking out at like 10:45 or so, 10:50 I want to say. And like I said, not only were they like putting together cosplay, but they also had a huge mess in their hotel room. So it's like, guys, you should have like woken up sooner. I mean, me and the person in my room still kind of rushed to like get everything together, but that was only because we lost track of time, like waiting for the others to wake up. So yeah, we rushed to clean. We rushed to shove everything into the car, and for some reason, even though we were missing a person, the car seemed a lot more jam-packed than it was when we went, like when we left to the convention. So like, I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. So we zoomed to the convention and we were like, okay, let's just split off again, it's cool. Probably meet up during the closing ceremonies and like just leave from there. I spent most of my morning Sunday buying the stuff I didn't buy Saturday, because even though I try and keep it a rule to like buy only on Sunday because prices usually go down and stuff, I couldn't help myself Saturday. I bought like more pins than I knew what I had to do with. I planned to buy one print and I ended up buying 2 because I couldn't help myself. And one of them had to do with a very specific ship I'm into. Oh, I also bought this cute face mask that I hope to like use at a future convention someday. Just like as part of my like chill regular con outfit when I'm out of cosplay. Which, by the way, I forgot to say, like on Sunday I was also cosplaying as Ash Ketchum, except without my wig, because I just didn't feel like putting it on, and because I didn't have my wig on, I had my glasses on too. If any of you guys out there watch my channel and you've seen my Doki Doki stream that I did on Halloween, that was basically what I looked like. One awesome thing about cosplaying as Ash Ketchum, though, is like, even if I just wear the jacket and my hat, like people still consider me like fully cosplaying as Ash. So it's like, cool, it's whatever. And I saw a lot more Pokemon cosplay on Sunday than I did any other day. Like, I think I saw Jesse and James. There was like a little kid in like a Pikachu outfit. There was also a giant Pikachu going around, but I wasn't able to get a picture with them because whenever I saw them around, there was like something else going on. And the one time it was like the perfect chance to do it, I saw the person, like, starting to get out of their cosplay, and I didn't want to be that person to, like, go up to them and be like, hey, I know you're getting undressed. Or uncosplayed. But, like, picture time. After the dealer's alley was when I went to ProZD's Rate Era Husband and Waifu panel. And that was fun, because I asked them both to rate Yusuke from Persona 5, because, again, I couldn't help myself. And I think if I remember correctly, he gave him, like, a 4 out of 5. It was either that or his usual 3.5 out of 5. Just because, like, of how much of a dork he is. Sadly, he's not a best boy like Ryuji. But I also asked him to rate Cho Hakai from Sayuki, which was a disaster. Because not only did my nervousness make me, like, misspell his name, like, so many times in front of, like, a bunch of people, but at the same time, Sayuki is kind of a more obscure series kind of thing. So, like, me and, like, one other person, like, in the front row that I overheard talk, like, knew what I was talking about. And also ProZD picked, like, the wrong picture to look at for Hakai, because he just picked, like, a zoomed-in picture of his face. And it's like, you need the whole outfit, with, like, the dragon, and him smiling. Either that or his demon form. His demon form is, like, really, really awesome. But it's whatever. It was still a nice panel. And Marie wasn't there because she ended up going home early. I say because I totally don't follow both of them on Twitter or anything. I'm starting to realize I'm starting to feel like a total stalker, but, like, I just really like this guy's work, and his wife is adorable. It's nice seeing them bicker back and forth on, like, Twitter, like her being salty over some kind of, like, Disney thing. Sadly, though, on Sunday, like, pretty much right after that panel, we ended up having to leave the convention. I was expecting to be there till, like, 7, 8 o'clock, whenever closing ceremonies ends up stopping. I don't really know, because every time I've gone to one, I've never stayed for, like, the whole duration. But, like, one person in the group wanted to go home. So we ended up, like, leaving a lot sooner than we planned. Which sounds like I'm kind of throwing shade at them, but at the same time, it was still nice to, like, leave early, because there wasn't as much traffic. And when I got home from the con, like, I didn't realize how tired I was. Like, I think I talked to my aunt for, like, a few minutes, just, like, telling her how my convention was. And then we tried watching a show together, and I literally fell asleep during the show, which I never do. And man, after that, I got the con, like, plague, like, seriously bad. I don't know how or why, because that typically doesn't happen, even with my poor immune system as it is. It's just, I woke up, and not only was I super exhausted still, but, like, I had the worst headache. I ended up having to, like, be in bed for, like, most of the day. And then I caught this cough that I'm still not, like, 100% over with, which I don't know why. But yeah, for the amount of time we were there, it was still, like, a really cool experience. It was so nice to, like, be in the con environment again, because I love going to cons. If I could live at a convention, I would be so happy. Just let me be some kind of, like, con cryptid, like, under the stairs, in some kind of Mimikyu cosplay. I don't have a Mimikyu cosplay, but that would be adorable if I did. And it's not just because, like, it's an anime convention, but because for some reason there's, like, this really big overlap between anime fans and the LGBT community. I swear a good 90% of people who go to anime conventions are somewhere in that gay spectrum. Out of everyone just in the car alone that we drove with to the convention, there was only one cis person, and none of us were straight. So it's, like, super cool getting to go to a space where, like, not only is everyone into the same nerd stuff as you, but they're also, like, completely accepting or a part of the same LGBT stuff as you are. Like, I feel like if I wanted to, I could just go up to a random friend group, not even a part of my own, and just be like, hey, binders suck, right? And then, like, all of them would just be like, same. At some point, I do want to talk about my other past con experiences, like, in the past, especially 2014. I think that year we went to, like, 3 conventions, and 2 of them were, like, back to back. But I think before I talk about that, I'm gonna wait and see if anyone else wants to, like, join me in that conversation. There's one other person I kind of want to get to, like, talk with me about that. If you guys are interested in that, please let me know. Also, if you have other suggestions for topics you want me to talk about on the podcast, or ideas for how I could do better, just hit me up. I'm all over, like, YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter as Spacey Ghost. I have a coffee for those who want to support what I do. I don't expect it, but I really appreciate it. But, like, if you ever see me at a convention, it's, like, 100% okay to say hi, ask for a hug, sit while I'm eating, and just, like, chill. Obviously, like, asking first. Don't just plop down and start, like, chatting. Although, like, I wouldn't, like, ask you to leave. Oh, I should also say, if you have any suggestions or whatever for, like, either the podcast or my YouTube channel, like, and you're not on various social media, I do have an email, spaceyghostbusiness at gmail. Send whatever you want in. I really hope this is entertaining. Again, I apologize if things were kind of repetitive. I apologize if it wasn't, like, as entertaining as it probably should have. I'm still kind of out of it from finals and everything. But I still wanted to record because I miss recording things. I literally took, like, a week or two just because I know that if I didn't, then I would just be streaming and I wouldn't get any of my homework done. And for those of you not in college, your last projects are pretty important. They're, like, breaking point for, like, whether you do well in the class or not. Like, they're worth a lot, so especially in my English class where there's, like, no tests, it's just writing. So yeah, sorry I'm out of it, and I'll see you guys sometime in the future. I think next week next podcast episode, I'm gonna talk about the spring anime season, so it's gonna be lots of fun. Bye!